Main man, meat man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. All right, folks. Let's talk about a fight that I haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk much about, and that is the Liam Smith 23-0, one draw, 13 knockouts versus Canelo Alvarez 47-1, one draw, 33 knockouts. Well, it ain't no secret on how a lot of people may feel about this particular fight. It's not Gennady Golovkin. That's the bottom line. It's not Gennady Golovkin. And let me just say, that should possibly be the only point of contention that you have with this particular fight. Because I'm fully aware we are not supposed to like this fight. And I tried to sit here before I did this vid and say, hey, I got to find reasons why I don't like this fight because it's not Gennady Golovkin. But ladies and gentlemen, I can't really find much. I'm looking, I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I can't find much. Because at the end of the day, if this fight was going down with anyone else except Canelo Alvarez, we would be on board for this particular fight. Let's get into this thing here, ladies and gentlemen. You tell me this. How can you be mad at this fight when the opposition of Canelo Alvarez is 27 years old, with Canelo being 25? The opposition, which is Liam Smith, is a WBO light middleweight champion or 154-pound champion, an actual champ, a guy who has gold around his waistline. This same guy, is on an 8-fight knockout streak. Hear me now. This same dude, according to BoxRec, is ranked number 1 at junior middleweight in the UK. The fuck? And on top of that, this fight is now going down in a humongous stadium. They're talking 80,000 in AT&T Stadium in Texas. This fight is going down on Mexican Independence Day week. So, of course, it's going to be revenue for everybody, right? Arriba, revenue for everyone. Jerry Jones, you get paid. Canelo Alvarez, you get paid. Oscar De La Hoya, you get paid. Liam Smith, you get paid. Everybody fucking gets paid that week, right? This fight is taking place a week after Gennady Golovkin versus Kell Brook. So this fight will keep the notion of Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez still alive. It keeps that thing still alive. Let's see. I don't know, man. I just don't see much badness. Both of these guys come from fighting families. Liam Smith, his brothers fight. Canelo Alvarez had brothers that fight, as well as families that, train fighters, family members that train fighters. This could be something good. If this was any other fucking fighter, we will be cool with this shit, man. People are running around here calling Canelo all kind of names and shit. You would not think that this was the same fighter that defeated Austin Trout after Austin Trout beat Miguel Cotto. Went on to take on Floyd Mayweather, lost, turned around, faced Erislandy Lara, Alfredo Angulo, and James Kirkland. You wouldn't think that this was the same dude, listening to a lot of people talk. Canelo Alvarez is also facing an $8 million fine, ladies and gentlemen, due to the fact that he lost in court to his former promoter, All Star Boxing. Now he possibly is in the hole to them for $8 million. This kid has to make this fucking money back. If you guys don't think that Oscar De La Hoya already foreseen that the pay-per-view numbers are not going to possibly be top-notch, so what does he do? He go get double the size venue that Canelo has ever faced in. Take in mind, the biggest audience that I ever recall that Canelo Alvarez has been in front of has been about 40,000 people. This was in Vegas. So, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this was in Vegas. He did, 40,000 at the, no, I take that back. 40,000 people at the Alamo Dome. He did this in Texas, San Antonio. And then next to that, he fought at, Minute Maid Park, 31,000, when he fought James Kirkland. So this is the biggest audience now for Canelo. If anybody should get props for this particular fight, it's Oscar De La Hoya. Quite honestly, he did exactly what a promoter is supposed to do in this particular situation. And I don't usually give Oscar that much praise. You guys know that. But Oscar De La Hoya did a hell of a job here, man. He got his fighter in the best possible position. I mean, he got a fighter in there in the ring with a safe opponent. And I don't mean just physically safe, but I mean criticism-free safe. A world champion, young guy, hungry guy who's riding a wave of knockout streaks and is clearly a viable opponent. He got that kind of opponent in front of 80,000 people on a big-time boxing weekend. And he's going to get Canelo a fat check. It's going to get Liam Smith a fat check. And as well as Golden Boy Promotions. So, Oscar really was on his shit when it came to this fight. I don't stand by Canelo dropping that title. I don't. But from a business standpoint, facing an $8 million penalty, amongst other things, I understand. They're saying we're going to get Triple G and Canelo sometime next fall, possibly. Whatever the fuck. He's clearly aging Triple G. But there is no legitimate reason, ladies and gentlemen, to come against Canelo in this fight. It's a champion fight. I mean, I don't baby champions. You guys do. You want to sit back and decide who's a weak champion and who's not. The fact of the matter is, if this dude was such a bum, how the fuck does he have jewelry around his waist? I don't understand that. I will never get that notion. Sure, he didn't fight top name. He fought, what the dude name was, John Thompson or some shit. And it was for a vacant title. But he has it. He has it. The only small other area of maybe contention with this fight is something that I just don't understand. So maybe me being upset about it is not right, but I just don't get it. And that is the fact that how in the fuck did Canelo Alvarez become the #1 ranked WBO fighter for 154? Maybe this is something I don't know. But clearly I recall Miguel Cotto being the #1 guy and Demetrius Andrade being #2. Now things have swapped around. Canelo Alvarez is #1. I think Miguel Cotto is like 3 or 4, and Demetrius Andrade is #2. Clearly, they removed Miguel Cotto because he has no intentions on facing the champion in Liam Smith, because Miguel Cotto is looking for that bag. Y'all know that. But with Demetrius Andrade's situation, I don't know if he was paid step-aside money or what the fuck, but how in the fuck did Canelo Alvarez get elevated above Demetrius Andrade? That is something I don't know. When Canelo Alvarez ain't even for that 54, he left the division. So I don't understand right there. And I know Canelo Alvarez, when he was fighting at 54, was always fighting in the WBC column. So how in the hell did he become #1? That's something maybe you guys know, and if you do know, I ask that you put that in the comment section, man. But this kid, man, this is what dreams are made of. You guys got to understand, every now and again, you got to have those fights where you give a kid a shot. You give a kid a shot. And this kid wants a shot. He fought hard for a shot. If you look at his opponents, they were all UK fighters. Doesn't have the biggest following. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him no way, no how beating Canelo, but it's a shot. And he earned it. The kid is undefeated. He has a belt. He earned a fucking shot at a big name fighter. And who did he get? The biggest name. How do you guys come around against that? A lot of people, when they criticize fights, only look at it from one fighter's standpoint. You got to look at it from the other guy's standpoint sometimes too. And in this particular case, Liam Smith actually earned this shot. It wasn't given to him. He earned this shit, man. And on top of that, he's already had 2 voluntary defenses for that WBO title. So if Canelo is not the mandatory guy, this will be a 3rd voluntary defense. Someone's going to have to explain this shit to me, man. Real talk. And understand, explain to me why Andrade ain't getting the shot. But that's another video. Fact of the matter is, man, got to look at it from both sides of the fence, man. And Canelo, though, this is not Triple G. And that will be most people's only source of contention for this fight. Because anything else is pure hate, hate, hate. That's it. Mad at fans. Why they mad at this fight, not mad at that fight. That's fucking hate. Other than the fact that this man ain't fighting Gennady Golovkin. Put it in the comment section as well. Let me know what your gripe is with this fight, because I can't think of shit. And I know I shouldn't be liking this fight, but I have no reason not to. And that's the place that's me stuck between a hard wall and nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my explanation of it, quite honestly. We shouldn't, but technically you have no real reason not to like this fight unless you're a fucking hater. Pure and simple. Need I also remind y'all, ladies and gentlemen, that when a lot of people say, hey, Canelo Alvarez should get in the ring and fight the Charlo brothers and he should fight Andrade, I agree with those. But remember, it actually should be vice versa. They should be fighting him. Let's not forget, Canelo Alvarez has done more in his career at 154 than any of those fighters. Possibly all of them combined, possibly. He's fought better opposition at 54 than any of those guys. So he is levels ahead of those guys. Those guys got to get on his level and not vice versa. You see, a lot of people want Canelo to prove so much at 54 when the guys at 54 ain't proved much to themselves yet. They ain't proved much. And I know you guys may say, well, Main Man, they fought better competition than Liam Smith. What? How? The Charlo brothers, with the exception of maybe their last fights, they were damn near on the same level as opposition of Liam Smith's. Demetrius Andrade has been on a hiatus. Liam Smith is on an 8-fight knockout streak. He has done more than when people call out Errol Spence and they say, hey, Errol Spence is the top dude at welterweight for beating the level of competition that he's beating. And Liam Smith has done more than what Errol Spence has done, ladies and gentlemen. Yet Errol Spence is viewed as this great fighter that can take over the welterweight division. And Liam Smith isn't. Liam Smith has fought like the same level of opposition with a world title. That's the difference. That's ahead of Errol Spence. If people want to shit on this, I don't understand it, man. I truly don't get it. Until the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man, Made Man. Boxing Forum, Google Plus, Main Man, Made Man. I want Canelo and Triple G also. I do. I want to see that fight. And it's clearly, like I said, Canelo is aging Triple G. But Canelo is getting hit with the $8 million fine, ladies and gentlemen. He has to make some of that money back. $80,000 in AT&T Stadium with a guaranteed win puts him on the right track, unfortunately. We want to keep the fight alive for him and Triple G, and I'm sure HBO does too. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Let's just face fucking reality, man, and stop living in fantasy land and not understand what boxing really is. We got to understand what boxing is. Took me a while to adjust, and your ass got to adjust also. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Until the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Peace out.